Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to let you know we are going to start the service exactly at 10 a.m. And I just wanted to remind everybody to either put your phones on mute or turn them off, please. Thank you.
kan mo kusho hyo rai jochi shogun kudokuju gojoku shujo ryoriku dosho nyorai Johoshin. We now bathe all the Tathagatas, whose pure wisdom is adorned with innumerable virtues. They cause sentient beings of the 5 periods of decay to be separated from their sufferings and to together attain the pure Dharma body of the Tathagatas. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Good morning. My name is Anne, and I will be the chair for the service today. Thank you for joining us today for the celebration of the birth of the Shakyamuni Buddha for Hanamatsuri. We will have chanting, Sambujo, 3 respectful calling, and Hyobyakumon, intention of the service, and those will both be done by Reverend Imori. And following that, we can all chant the sutra chanting Junirai together, which is on page 23.
上みだにょらいにゆど上三下らく無常釈迦如来にゆど上三下ら無常十方如来にゆど上三下らHyobyakumon, intention of today's service. Today we are gathered to observe Hanamatsuri, or the birth of Shakyamuni Buddha, who was born in Lumbini Garden, surrounded by beautiful flowers just as we are surrounded by the beautiful flowers today. We're gathered here to express our gratitude for that birth, for the Dharma that Shakyamuni Buddha shared with us today. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Please turn to page 23 of your service books to chant Junirai. Keishu Tennin Shokugyo Amida Sen Ryozoku Song Zai Himi Meian Rakko Muryo Bushi Shu Inu Konjiki Shinjo Nyosen no Shamata Gyo Nyozobu Ryo 上脈小蓮華古賀将来弥陀尊面前炎上如満月以降犬如千日月小如天空釧路古賀将来弥陀尊観音頂戴観中樹修十名奏法将軍のぶくげどまけうまん古賀将来弥陀尊無微無空交渉上習得経血尿国小さり悪徳自在古賀将来弥陀尊実法妙門菩薩衆無量小魔上三段一生修上願力中古賀将来弥陀尊根体保険地小家前言少女名大座お膝上女洗脳古賀将来弥陀尊実法将来勝負し権限人図し安楽戦後尊厳上苦行古賀将来弥陀尊小無常無我と薬尿水眼伝養老一種説法無名字古賀将来弥陀尊非尊部説無悪名薬無女人悪道夫主任死神教非尊古賀将来弥陀尊非尊無料法勉強無少種悪知識往生不退死亡大古賀将来弥陀尊仮説非尊苦毒寺修善無変容海水小逆前言少女者エセ主上小以降ナマンダブナマンダブナマ doku byodo seisai dohon modaishin ojo an dako. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
We will now have the floral and sweet tea offering by organizations. And we'll start with Dharma School staff, Julie Watson and Greg Yonakura. Dharma School students, Kiana and Isla Koga. Ava Yamamoto and Andrea Covarrubias. Adult Buddhist Association, Avis and Ralph Honda. Taiko, Lisa Schaefer, and Bobby Koga. Buddhist Women's Association, Junko Kajita and Sue Moribe. Komon, Joyce and Bill Teague. And Buddhist Temple of San Diego, Luann Lee and Glenn Torrio. Thank you to all of our representatives. Will you all please rise for the Gatha in Lumbini's garden on page 119, and then remain standing for three treasures after that. Three treasures on page 91. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult it is to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves our supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal brotherhood, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amidabutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. Please be seated. And now Reverend Imori will introduce our guest speaker.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Hanamatsuri. I think that the offering of the flowers and the sweet tea was a wonderful way to start the day today, and I thought it was very cute when Ralph and Avis walked up, Avis and flowers, and then Bill and Joyce walked up Joyce with the flowers. I thought, oh, looks like they're getting married again. Anyway, but I want to introduce a very special guest speaker today. His name is Blake Honda. I met Blake about 10 years ago, actually, at the Jodo Shinshu Center. And among others, Blake, his father, Craig, and I were part of the MAP 3 group. And this is back in the time when they were still training the MAs in groups of about 15 to 20 people. Blake Honda was raised in Fowler, California, in a small country town, he says, south of Fresno. And to quote Blake from the bio he provided, he says that while he grew up in a Shin Buddhist family and attended the Fowler Buddhist Church, he says, quote, "I still know nothing and continue to learn. I deeply appreciate my Sangha family who have and continue to put up with me. They continue to support and guide me through this path." And I think that these words truly describe the Blake that I know, who is filled with gratitude for the teachings, filled with gratitude for his family and friends, and very deeply humble. Blake is currently a full-time student in the Masters of Divinity program at the Institute of Buddhist Studies, and he'll be part of the group of Tokudo aspirants who will train for Tokudo ordination later this year. So we welcome into, hopefully, the fold of ministers within the BCA organization. Previously, Blake worked as a caregiver and behavioral therapist for children with autism, as a community relations specialist for a nonprofit senior care facility, and also as an executive assistant for a food distribution company. You know, he doesn't look old enough to me to have had so much experience, but based on how long I've known him, he's probably just a tad bit older than he looks. So Blake, I would say you still look the same as when I first met you 10 years ago, and actually maybe even better. So although Blake spends many hours studying, he still makes time to enjoy cooking, taking road trips like he did yesterday, and will do so again tomorrow on his return to Fowler. He enjoys hiking, walking, and recently he also started playing pickleball. He enjoys watching movies. He enjoys happy hour, my kind of guy, and checking out new restaurants, so he is a foodie. And of course, he loves spending quality time with his family, including his nephew, his nieces, and also his friends. So please help me welcome today to our Hanamatsuri service, Blake Honda, and Blake will be starting out with the children's Dharma message. So Blake?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me into your Sangha home here at the San Diego Buddhist Temple, and happy Hanamatsuri to everybody. If you could all please join me in Gassho. From the collected works of Shinran, in the notes of one's calling and many calling, although I too am within Amita's grasp, blind passions obstruct my eyes and I cannot see the light. Nevertheless, great compassion untiringly and constantly illumes me. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay. Ooh, it's kind of hot in there because those lights are kind of like heating lamps, and I'm just like going, oh my gosh, I feel all this thing coming down my face, and hope I don't look crazy right now. So go aside. Anyways, Good morning, happy Hanamatsuri. And once again, thank you for inviting me to take part of a wonderful celebration today, Hanamatsuri, which is the birth of Siddhartha Gautama, who later became Shakyamuni Buddha, which we all celebrate today. So what I would like to do right now is to play a game. You guys like games? Or are they always like those weird icebreakers, right? No one likes to do them. But anyways, if you could all just raise your hand. You don't have to stand up, just raise your hand. And what it is we're just going to go through age, categories. So we'll start off with, if you're younger than 3 years old, you can lower your hand. If you're younger than 5 years old, you can lower your hand. And it's kind of hard to see the hands. But if you're younger than 15 years old, you can lower your hand. Oh, a lot of wise people in here. If you're younger than 25, you can lower your hand. Okay, how about if you're 40 and lower, you can lower your hand. Younger than 40. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're getting to a really wise category. So anyone younger than 60 years old, you can lower your hand. Oh, go back. Okay, how about 90 years old? If you're younger than 90, you have to lower your hand. Okay. Is there anyone who is over 90 years old? I remember Ruth, right? Aren't you 100, you're saying? Wow, that's amazing. That's so awesome. Well, so how about, is anyone in this room over 1,000 years old? No? Oh, well, there is one person, not quite a person, but a Buddha, right? Shakyamuni Buddha is over 2,500 years old. Isn't that something pretty amazing? And it's all because of the birth of the Buddha that we're able to all be here today and celebrate Hanamatsuri, and also to celebrate how we can all apply Buddhism to our everyday life. So at this time, I would like to share a book. Yes, okay, awesome, thank you. Has anyone heard of this book before? What Do You Do with an Idea? Oh, you have? Oh no, maybe I shouldn't read it then. Oh, okay. Well, just 3 people heard of it. So this is a really fun book, and I'm gonna read this to you. Anyone can hear me okay? Okay, good. Okay, it starts off. One day I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered, what do you do with an idea? At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I wondered what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit, I felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. Kind of sounds like me. It grew bigger and we became friends. I showed it to other people, even though I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid they would think it was silly, and many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time, and and that it would never become anything. And at first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do. And it's okay that if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food, I worked with it, I played with it, but most of all, I gave it my attention. My idea grew and grew, and so did my love for it. I built it a new house, one with an open roof where it could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big, and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands, because it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then, one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was now a part of everything. And then I realized, what do you do with an idea? You change the world. That's the end. What did you guys think? Pretty cute? Cool? So ideas are moments that we sometimes overlook. We have an idea and it can be exciting and yet scary at the same time. Just as a character in this book who expressed his fear of being teased or misunderstood for sharing his ideas. But it's these ideas that motivate people to become teachers, to become doctors, inventors, and so forth, becoming a part of something that can have a positive effect on our world. That takes a lot of courage because I'm sure he received some raised eyebrows for what he did. And so this same thing kind of reminds me a lot of who we're celebrating today, like Siddhartha Gautama. He also had an idea, a curiosity to leave his comfort zone, to explore the world. And it takes courage, because I'm sure he too, like the boy in the book, had a lot of raised eyebrows, and I'm sure he also had a lot of self-doubt. But because he trusted his idea, he leaped. He encountered the four gates, right? The sick, the old, death, and the monk. These encounters only fueled Gautama's curiosity and ideas. His idea was still the same, but yet it transformed into something remarkable. He became Shakyamuni Buddha, and with the wish from their heart to alleviate the suffering of all sentient beings. So don't be afraid to share or express your ideas. You'll always find friends and family who will support you along the way. And yes, sometimes we encounter very scary times, and perhaps even our own inner bullies who tell us otherwise. But we always have to remind ourselves that the Buddha is constantly working, constantly telling us to go for it, right? And these voices, they come through our parents, our grandparents, cousins, relatives, teachers, friends, even our Sangha members, even the people sitting right next to you right now. These people are constantly and tirelessly working to support our curiosity and ideas. And with that, we say with a grateful heart, Namo Amida Butsu. So today, we celebrate the birth of Shakyamuni Buddha, and really all the births, because all these births are exactly where we are supposed to be. Let us continue to live a life of joy and gratitude, especially today as we celebrate Hanamatsuri together. If you could please join me in Gasho. Although I am too within Amida's grasp, blind passions obstruct my eyes and I cannot see the light. Nevertheless, great compassion untiringly and constantly illumes me. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your story, Blake. Could you all join me in reciting the pledge? And it's the insert inside of the service book. Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate us all. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. I'd like to call upon Temple President Luann Lee for words of appreciation.
Good morning, everyone. So nice to see so many people here today with all these beautiful flowers. On behalf of the Buddhist Temple of San Diego, I want to welcome and thank our guest speaker, Blake Honda, BCA Certified Minister's Assistant, for his Dharma School message about ideas and going ahead and just go for it. We look forward to hearing his Hanamatsuri Dharma message soon. We also welcome Blake's brother, Travis. Travis, where are you? Oh, he's right here. Take him. Who joined him on the drive down from Torrance, and we appreciate their time to be here in person, and we hope that they'll come back and spend more time here. Thank you to Sensei Laverne for officiating today's service, and to all the ministers' team for assisting this morning. We give thanks to Ann Ong for chairing today's service, Robert Yamamoto for providing the music, the tech team, Bill T, Ken Muroka, and Brevin Honda for making sure the service is available to view from home, Yukari Williams for ringing the kancho. Thank you to everyone that had a part in planning, purchasing, donating, and making the beautiful Hanamido flower arrangements, as you can see. Special thanks to Rani Morinaka for providing the beautiful orchids, and to Greg Yanakura for making the sweet tea. We want to give deep gratitude to you, the Sangha, for your generous donations and support. We're very appreciative of it. Just a note as you leave today, please pick up your envelope for the bazaar, which includes a letter and opportunity drawing tickets. This is my my activities bazaar chair hat. I know that you're all waiting to get that, so please find them in the divided wood box in the back. And see Mildred or Kawasaki or myself if you don't see your envelope there. In closing, I want to thank the Covarrubiases and the Rubio families for planning and preparing the ingredients for the tostada bar today, and to Ralph Honda and the crew for setting up the bingo portion. Thanks to all that helped set up and that donated prizes. This lunch will benefit the Minister Assistant's trip to Japan. I look forward to seeing you right after the service in the annex and around Temple. Thank you.
Thank you, Luann. Are there any announcements?
Thank you. On behalf of the Donna Group, I wanted to thank the Sangha for their generous donations toward the Neighbor Helping Neighbor Interfaith Food Drive. Together last month, we collected 236 pounds of food, which is enough for 472 meals for the community in need. So thank you very much for your generous donations. On behalf of Dharma School, thank you for your generous donations toward the Hanamatsuri preparation for flowers and for those who came out to help. And then I also want to say from an anonymous Donna friend who every year thinks of the Dharma School students, they have provided some treats, and so we'll be passing those out to the Dharma School students, and thank you.
Good morning. On behalf of the Taiko Group, I wanted to invite those of you who might be interested in a documentary screening called Finding Her Beat. It is an hour-and-a-half documentary that will be screening at the San Diego Asian Film Festival on Saturday, April 22nd at 3 p.m. And it highlights 18 of the top women taiko players from Japan and North America, including Diana Wu, who is the leader of Naruwan Taiko here locally. And I'll be there representing the group for a performance following the screening. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, or if you Google San Diego Asian Film Festival Spring Showcase, you'll get more information. Thank you.
Good morning. The BWA, the Buddhist Women's Association, is having a bake sale. Most of the things will be in the annex, but we have daifuku, and I don't know if you know what that is, but it's this mochi that has either an, which is a sweetened red bean paste, or peanut butter. So it comes in a box of 3. There you could have either 3 peanut butter or 3 red bean, which is an, or the combination, which is 2 an and 1 peanut butter. Anyway, it's $6 a box. So if you look at grocery stores, they cost a lot more than that. So I think you're getting a bargain. We had a lot of fun making it over Wednesday and Thursday this previous week. But anyway, I hope you support us. It's a fundraiser, and part of the proceeds will go also towards the Minister's Assistance program for the fundraising drive. Anyway, thanks. We have a table right down at the bottom of the stairs. If you cannot go to the luncheon, so we have that spot or in the annex. Thanks.
Hello. If you're in town, our junior YBA will be serving breakfast on Sunday, May 14th for Mother's Day. Breakfast is $8 for adults, $5 for children 7 and under, and free for mothers. Please see any junior YBA member for tickets. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. I'd just like to add a few more things about our fundraiser for today, the Tostada Bingo Fiesta, and so forth. If you've purchased your tickets, they'll be distributed next door in the annex. Just go through the side door, and they'll be distributed. If you haven't paid, you could pay then. If you haven't purchased your ticket, there's still plenty of, you can still purchase your package, which will include, adults will be 2 tostadas and 6 games of bingo. For children, it's $5 and 6 games of bingo. And if you just want to purchase tostada only with no bingo, you're welcome to do so for $5 a tostada. As Luann mentioned, the proceeds will benefit a minister's assistants traveling to Japan next month. Our San Diego group will be leaving for Japan on May 7th. For bingo, we're not giving away the prizes will be merchandise prizes. We won't be giving away cash today. So, but that'll be coming up when we resume our regular bingos, monthly bingos in coming up in the future. But we have we received a lot of donations for bingo, so there'll be a lot of chances to win. So hope you're able to join us today. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I believe I forgot about a BWA presentation, special presentation, but I think the BWA ladies left. I apologize. I think, oh, sorry. Okay. All right, we will have, let's see. The Dharma School is excused for their craft or activity. If you'd like to offer sweet tea before you leave, you're welcome to. Actually, more than one person could come up at a time because there's several spoons, so you can, one person can go to the side and one person could be in the front. Not that we're rushing you or anything, but but we kind of are. Thank you. We'll now have the chanting of the Vandana and Tisarana on page 96. And please join from the beginning. This will be led by Reverend Imori.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kie Butsu. Namo Kie Ho. Namo Kie So. Namandabs, 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 namandabs.
We'll now have the Hanamatsuri Dharma message by Blake Honda.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. If you could join me in Gassho. Although I am too within Amida's grasp, blind passions obstruct my eyes, and I cannot see the light. Nevertheless, great compassion untiringly and constantly illuminates me. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Well, thank you for staying for the part 2 of the Dharma talk, the adult part, or sometimes the dry part of the Dharma talk, but I'll try to do my best to keep it going. So, reflecting back when I was in Dharma school, I would get so excited when I would hear there's a separate adult and Dharma school talk, because it's like, all right, we can leave midway. And so even when they announced, the Dharma schools are excused, I'm thinking, oh, am I excused too? But it's like, oh no, I'm an adult. But yes, because the last service at Fowler we had a big service, and they broke out, and my nieces left, and I joined them later, and they had all this good snacks and cool arts and craft. I was kind of happy for them, but also part of it was a little jealous. I'm like, oh gosh, I want fruit roll-up and a homemade chocolate chip cookie, but oh well. So once again, happy Hanamatsuri and happy birthday to the Buddha. And any April babies in here? Oh, we have April. Wow. You are a very important people. You're born the same month as the Buddha, so you must be filled with lots of wisdom. Maybe I'll have you come up here and talk. So birthdays are naturally and should always be, right, a happy celebration. It's a celebration of one's birth, your birth, but at the same time, birthdays can take a strange turn. Speaking for myself, at one point, my birthdays became somewhat depressing because I realized that I'm getting older and not younger. So my head kind of grew a little bit. That's why I had trouble walking over here when Laverne was talking about how I look better than before. I'm thinking, oh, wow. I was thinking I kind of look choto the other way, but anyways. But yeah, I'm getting older and not younger. And I've also become very I'm embarrassed to say, fixated on changes in my body, like my metabolism, my appearance. There's some lines on my forehead. So even this morning, I was thinking, should I have my hair down so I cover it, or should I have it up? I know, I'm giving you all what I think about. And all my gray hair that's coming up. And then also my vision is kind of getting not so good. Just the other day, I was reading a book to my nephew. And he just woke up, and so we're kind of in bed. He wanted to read a book, and it was kind of dark. So I'm blaming that it was dark. And so I asked him, can you turn the lights on? He said, oh, okay. And he runs over there, turns the lights on, runs back. And then I go, thank you, sorry about that. And he's like, oh, it's okay, uncle. You're getting old. That's why you can't see very good. I'm thinking, oh. Part of me felt hurt, and also like, well, I guess it's good he's being honest. So more and more I'm being reminded, that, things are changing. I'm not the same as yesterday. And really, I know I shouldn't complain. And but one talent I'm pretty good at is at monkuing. Anyone else like to monku, like to complain? Oh, really? I'm the only one? Jeez, okay. Maybe I shouldn't be up here, huh? But anyways, I guess I take the cake. I love to monku, and you can ask my brothers and friends. I monku on the daily. But anyways, further, this kind of also reinforces thoughts of getting older when I used to work in senior care. And the residents there would always tell me, oh, Blake, everything hurts now. Don't get old. Remember, don't get old. They always tell me that. And I think, oh, well, gosh, how do I do that? But okay, I'll try my best. So reflecting on my most recent birthday, it was fun, memorable, but there was an unfortunate event. It was that big storm we probably all know about. And we were supposed to go to Santa Cruz, but it got canceled because there's a lot of flooding and whatnot. Really terrible. I feel bad for all the residents who live out there. So we ended up doing like a staycation, right? We stayed home and hung out, and it was a lot of fun. I just like being with my friends. I had a good time, but it always ends up this way, right? At night when everyone's asleep, I have trouble sleeping sometimes, and then that's also when my pessimistic mind kind of kicks in, and so then, oh, Blake, what are you doing with your life? You're getting older. What have you accomplished? Are you where you're supposed to be? Are you wasting time, or are you using your time wisely? So I get so overwhelmed with these thoughts that I end up almost naturally, I pull my phone out and I just scroll through Instagram. Anyone else do this? You go through a rabbit hole of Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Even Facebook has those reels now, and you can click on those and you go through like video after video, and like 2 hours of your life is wasted because you're scrolling. So anyways, 2 hours later, literally, I came across one reel from Instagram, and I really wish I saved it. It was about this girl who was complaining about her birthday, just like me. And she was complaining to her grandmother. She was saying, oh man, I'm turning 30 years old. What have I done with my life? I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And what have I accomplished? And I had all these ideas, all these aspirations. And did I accomplish them? Did I even get close to getting them done? And she goes on and on, saying these really harsh things about herself, until her grandmother responds, oh my goodness, are you 30 years old already? Wow, how time flies, and how grateful I am to have you be a part of my life for 30 years. Happy birthday, and I hope we can celebrate many, many more. And her face was just about to burst into tears, and that's when it cuts off to the next video. But anyways, my mind also exploded. I was so moved. My thoughts about my birthday suddenly shifted from complaining to being reflective and grateful for my life, especially all those who are a part of it. I was so blinded and sort of one-sided to an idea of what a birthday means until I encountered a moment that changed the way I thought. And this same encounter happened to the young boy in our story, right? In one part, it says, I like being with my idea. It makes me, I like being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands, because it said it is good to have the ability to see things differently. So I think just as part of growing up, we get caught up in a routine. We go to work, we pay bills, we maintain our home, do yard work, take care of our family, and so on and so forth. And naturally, we get burnt out. We maybe sometimes get trapped on the idea that, this is what my life is going to look like from here on out. And I think it's okay to have thoughts of self-doubt and getting burnt out time to time, because I think it's these doubts that prompted Siddhartha to go out and explore things for himself. During his journey to reach enlightenment, he found that it was impossible to do it all on his own, right? He needed the support of the elements of food and water. Because of interdependency, he needed the support from his cohort and the girl who brought him the substance to keep his strength during his meditation under the Bodhi tree. It was from these encounters that transformed him into the Buddha. And he had an idea, right? A wish to save all sentient beings, to carry them across the great ocean of birth and death. It is the aspiration to bring all beings to the attainment of supreme nirvana. And it is in the heart of great compassion, which arises from wisdom of immeasurable light. The Buddha, through immeasurable light, is constantly illumining our path, reminding us to take a step back and reflect. What am I? Who am I doing this for? And who is supporting me along the way? Who can I count on? life gets hard when we fall in a rut, and we naturally focus on the negative. And sometimes we are our own harshest critics. So it's always important to stop, pause, and reflect. And going back to the boy in the book again, he experienced an encounter that changed his perspective in his life. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was now a part of everything. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, bodhisattvas are all here helping me. Thank you so much. So the feeling of joy and gratitude is sometimes hard to describe because our body is filled beyond words. This is the true moment where our mind is one mind with the Buddha. When we receive this wish, this gift from the Buddha, the name flows through our body as Namo Amida Butsu. When we realize that it's not just about me, not just about my birthday, it's not about me getting old, but rather about all who are part of my life, all those who have contributed to my life and still supporting my life. This is the recognition of all the working and realizing the gift from the Buddha. And all that is asked in return is to live a grateful life. So really, when we talk about an idea, especially an idea from this book, it ends up not just being our own. It's a development from all the collection of encounters in our life, from our parents, family members, friends, and even strangers. This reminds me, actually, my brother and I were checking out 3rd Street, no, what was it called? 3rd Avenue, yes, in Chula Vista. It was very nice. And we're checking out the beer there, making sure it's safe to drink so I can recommend to people. But we went to this place called Spoon House, and we just went in there, we got a drink, but typical me, I left my bag there, and it had my wallet, money, everything in there, my cell phone, and I have no idea why I did that, but we're walking, and this guy is running, and he's saying, "Oh, excuse me," and I'm thinking, oh no, it's gonna be some crazy person, right, asking for money or something, and it's that waiter, and he was running up and down the streets looking for us, and he said, "Oh, you forgot your bag," and it's like, wow, thank you so much. So again, it's like these wonderful encounters that we don't even expect, and they even come from strangers who remind us, right, about all the good people that are still out there. And when these realizations happen, it's none other the act of the vow power from Amida Buddha. But the funny thing is, we can be moved by it today, and we fall right back to being negative the next day, right? So that's why it's important, right, that we keep going, we keep reminding ourselves, we remind each other. Because even when we live our lives with obstructed eyes, the Buddha has always and already grasped us. And it's at this moment we realize the compassionate support. And this compassionate support is expressed by the boy in the end of this book. Right? And then I realized, what do you do with an idea? You change the world. So you are free to change the world in the best of your abilities. That is an idea. This is the idea. This is the wish from the Buddha, who we are celebrating today. So if you could please join me in Gassho again. Although I too am within Amida's grasp, blind passions obstruct my eyes and I cannot see the light. Nevertheless, great compassion untiringly and constantly illumes me. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your story, Blake. Will you all please rise for the Gatha Ondoksan on page 128. Please be seated. We'll now have closing meditation led by Reverend Imori.
Please join me in sitting in silent meditation as we reflect upon the significance of the birth of Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Vidavits, Namo Vidavits, Namandavits, Namandavits, Namandavits.
Please remain in Gasho for music meditation. The lotus grows out of muddy water, but when the flower blooms, oh, how beautiful it is. D.T. Suzuki. Namo Amidabutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. All right. Well, I wanted to thank everyone for attending today and thank Reverend Imori, our guest speaker, Blake Honda, our musical accompanist, Robert Yamamoto, Dharma School, and also the minister's assistants, minister's assistant staff, excuse me, and also thank Travis for traveling with Blake today. And you are welcome to offer sweet tea if you haven't done so yet. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Robert. Robert, that was very nice today. I realized when you were playing Buddha Loves You, Noriko-san and I were up there giggling together.
They're just flood lamps. I think they're like heat lamps that you, right. Because I could feel like you go into 7-Eleven and they've got the little heat lamps on the hot dogs. Yeah, that's exactly what that's like.
You got a facial every service.
Yeah. They can actually be brighter.
Change the bulb.
I'm just a hot dog, except for that.
I know. Yeah, it sounds like you guys have been eating and drinking without me.
Hey,